do our left kick and our final kick out with our bring it in, and then we know that we need to plant our toe down parallel, meaning these 2 feet are parallel, but the way that the toe comes down has to be in line with the heel. It has to be in line with the heel. So, yes, you can say, I brought it down and it's in line with my heel, and that's what I just said. But remember when you come down to make it full extend. So full extend is that I can not go any further without moving my weight on the right foot. So in other words, what I want is the toe down full extend. The toe can go down, but this is not full extend. Full extend is when we have a stretch. So can you show me what a full extend is? So we're going to start with our heel, we're going to drag it, and we're going to say this is full extend. When it's full extend, you have that gap that you need, then check your feet. Are your toes, because are they parallel? So if I'm this way, my toe is facing out, I don't have a parallel here, and it's going to hurt your knee. So you want to make sure that when you come down with your toe is parallel to the lines of the floor or parallel to that right. The golden cockerel that is similar to the silver. So this is my left kick. This is my pull in. This is my estimation of full extent and in line with my heel. I drop, keeping that weight on the back, which is my right this time. This is my halfway point. Right at my halfway point, you visually see everything shifting and veering this way. Then you see your feet. The feet should be, this is my 180 degrees. This foot should take 90 degrees. It's a little, seems like a little close for me, but it should never be exaggerated so that it's here. Because that's going to hurt. So to make it a little bit more plain and obvious, we drag it back. See, this is my parallel, but not behind, and then a parallel, a 45 here. So then when we set, okay, when we set now, this is the setting position. This is not the setting position. Okay, I see a lot of videos where people have their front, their lead hand, whether it's this one or this one, too bunched up. Because if it's bunched up, you're not going to get this swing. So you're going to bring it out to practice, bring it in, and this is your position, similar to what we just did for Serpent. Because you need that gradual upswing here. You need this thing. You need this thing here to propel yourself. Then it will shift your weight. Once your hands start to be in motion, you're shifting your weight to put it all on your left foot. Move that other foot until you drain the weight. And that's what he's saying. When you come down, you split. You have the weight on your back, but only when you begin, when you have 90% there, can you then pivot and then set. 50-50 now, that cable's not letting you go forward or back or down. Keep that position. So why am I reminding you this? It's like you've heard it before. But if every little element is in place, your cable's here, you have a better chance of getting up. So I'm going to practice this motion here, okay? So once we're done, once we're in motion, that body weight then shifts up this way. And then somebody's question to us was whether when we do our kicks or golden cockerel, whether we get out of the tai chi ball. That's really an interesting question. Because your tai chi posture, your tai chi posture is this way. But when you actually kick, you're exerting and you're trying to make that balance. And the question is, the answer is, you never get out of it, but there are degrees in which you but so I just this is the setting. When you come up and you shift, you're coming up like this. I still feel that I'm sitting on my butt and my butt is up. There I am. Did we pull it in? And are we not way on the 180? Are we about 160, 150? And are we holding? Is our left hand in its own plane closer to the parallel of our chest, our right chest? Okay? Now, can you do this motion? You're going to drop. What happens when you drop? The left heel goes down, the weight goes to your back leg. All right? One more time and then we're going to go on. Drop, up, drop. Now, you continue with that left hand until it hits your middle. At the midway, you're going to start to then shift and veer to your left, and you're going to set. So how is it how I should look? You need to get an angle. Can you adjust yourself to get the angle? Then let's look at your left hand. Extend it out, bend it. Extend it out, bend it. So slightly bend. All right, do something wrong for me. Watch and do it. Extend it, bend it. That's not what I want. So what do I want? This is 180. I want you to come in 20 degrees at 160. If you don't know what 160 is, take a 90. Give me 20 more degrees. All right. Now, what happens to your right hand? It's that hook, but turned upside down. Same way. Can you give me fingers out, fingers closed, and then hook it. So it sits against your upper thigh like this. It can't be like this. It has to be against, okay, for balance. Can you make sure that those things are in place? All right, moving on, okay? You're veer to the left, you're setting. Now, give me this motion. When you give me this motion, make sure your hook is in the back, but once you start to move, the hook comes out and your hands are open, your fingers are open. Hook, open. Hook, open. Now the next one, you're 50-50. Hook. Now we're going to shift the weight so that front foot gets all the weight as you're in motion. Ready, open, golden cockerel. All right, what's happened to my left hand? Where's your left hand? The left hand has to be cocked when you do your golden cockerel. Can't be relaxed. It has to be cocked. It's keeping my balance. So sometimes when I get into my golden cockerel, I feel wobbly. But once I cock my hand and make sure that all my weight is on the left foot, I somehow stabilize. So even if you're wobbly in the beginning, don't give up. Get that hand out, cock it, and pull it back. I'm 50-50, that cable's there. I'm shifting my weight. I'm coming up with my right. Now, when I put my toe down, this is my estimation of where it should be. Watch what happens to my feet. It pivots together, and guess what? They're parallel. And all I have to do is start to put up my hand. Then I split, right? Halfway. This time I'm going to veer to the opposite side. I'm going to set, rub it off. Then I'm going to push up.